Hi, I'm Sarah, and I'm setting off on a grand motorcycle tour of Texas. Ride along with me to check out all the stops and see what chaos I can get up to. The ultimate plan is to ride all the way across Texas, all the way out to Odessa, catch a rodeo out there, and then ride all the way back. In the meantime, checking out all the state parks, novelty shops, and other places that I can find along the way. Day 2 should be a fairly easy day. There's a scattered chance of rain in the afternoon, but it shouldn't be too bad. We'll fuel up in Burheim and then head for Stop 1. Stop 1 is Old Tunnel State Park off of Old San Antonio Road. I plan to hike to the cave if I can, maybe get a glimpse of the bats. Stop 2 is the Sequist home in Mason, Texas. And it's over an hour away by car, so probably about an hour and a half by bike. Then Stop 3 is even further. Coleman Chamber of Commerce is an hour and a half according to Google, so double that. And then finally, we get to jot down the road to tonight's camp at Lake Brownwood. Like I said, seems like easy work. This leg of the trip was when reality finally seemed to kick in. The long roads of fence lines and barbed wire with little to no turns easily lulled me into a white phase occasionally, and I found myself pulling over to stretch, check the radar, and reset my Google Maps. Not to mention, shake the numbness out of my hands. Clouds were starting to settle in when I reached my first stop of the day. I took the opportunity to hike the 30-minute trail down into the ravine to check out the cavern. The park is home to almost 3 million Mexican free-tailed bats. People come from all over to watch them take to the skies for their evening flight. So I took a couple of pictures and headed back up the trail. Much to my dismay, just as I returned to my bike, rain started to fall, and I had to run for cover. Hi, everybody. So it is currently raining. I was on my way to Enchanted Rock from Old Tunnel State Park outside of Luckenbach, and it got real cloudy and started sending huge drops of rain, and so I was like, let me get somewhere. Luckily, I had spied this house a few miles back down the road that had a covered entry, and so I drove to that just in time as the rain started coming down. It's calmed down a little bit, but it's a really cute area. It's real cute. It's gonna hamper my progress a little bit, but we'll be back on the road in a few minutes. I decided to take a detour through the small town of Luckenbach while there was a gap in the rain. There, I took refuge in a sweet little bakery and enjoyed a lovely cup of coffee and biscuits with gravy while I waited for the rain to pass. I stopped to take a few pictures at Enchanted Rock. All the trails had been closed due to all the rain, so sadly I didn't get to hike it. Mason, Texas's Sequist home was our official stop number 2 on today's trip. It's an impressive structure from the outside. Built in the 1880s, it features beautiful stained glass windows and period architecture. The owners do tours every Saturday. Once I passed the Mason city limits, the roads became more and more remote. Gravel and dirt replaced concrete and asphalt, and in some places, ranch roads that cut through private property was the only way to go. Not that it wasn't a blast. It was definitely a workout. You never quite knew what you would run into. Dogs, bobcat, a hand out checking the fence line, or cows, which were easily one of the more dangerous choices. Getting back onto paved roads was like a breath of fresh air. The lady at the Coleman Chamber of Commerce helped me take a great couple of pictures of the brands on the side of the building. And after another fuel up, I finally made my way to Lake Brownwood. So, came out to see the damage done by the glue bugs to my windshield. Not as bad as I thought. It looks worse than it is. Hopefully the rain will wash it off my baby. Established in 1934, Lake Brownwood is a beautiful park with sweet air-conditioned cabins and great nature trails for everyone to enjoy. Cabin and shelter keys are kept in lock boxes at the front when not in use. That way, if you leave before the park opens, the key is secure for the next guest. Since another rain system was on its way, I decided on a screen shelter for the night. Only $15 with a park pass. By the time I got unloaded, it was time for dinner. After cooking up my beef lasagna, I walked out to the bank to relax and eat, dipping my toes into the water, listening to the calm lapping of the lake. Tomorrow, the adventure continues, but for now, it's time to rest, recharge, and be grateful for the ride so far. Thanks for coming along. See you on day 3.